Hello Leo, and welcome to your Astroflower family. This is the first card out of the pack, and this is going on the messages from the universe on your relationship side. The next card out is this one here, which is going on the karmic path of the relationship side, so that looks quite nice. Obviously things are going to be coming back together. Let's see what's going on your money side. This is the karmic path for this week on your money, jobs, finances. Now that has come up for everybody. The Knight of Cups. I think there's only one sign that it hasn't come up for. It's been quite amazing. And this is what the universe is trying to sort of give you gifts of messages for your finances and your business side of life. If you want to know more about the Astroflower, please go down in the links below and you'll find a list of the petal meanings, but you also find links to our shop, and therefore you can get the Astroflower book if you so desire, and also the Instagram sort of page. If you're already part of the Astroflower family, I thank you dearly. It's been very well welcomed outside, and we do appreciate the support that you do give us. And if you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's not complicated. Subscribe and click that bell. It's an easy thing to do. You just got to go ahead and do it. Okay. Apparently, the most important thing is clicking the bell, which is really important. Apparently it's important for YouTube. So let's just, on the basic front, let's just have a look here. This is your relationship side, and this is the money sort of side, your business, your jobs, your projects, and that sort of thing. This is the relationships, families, friends, and partners. Let's just see what's coming in on the message here. So let's just see what's going on. This seems to be more important than this card here. I think the universe here is just a case of through justice, through understanding of previous experience, that's you should see things clearly. What's going on the karmic front here? I think this comes from you. Yeah, you might be reminiscing a lot and comparing it to today, and I would be a little bit wary about doing that because today is completely different than yesterday, and it's not going to be anything like tomorrow. You know, I think it was Pooh Bear when he was asked what day of the week does he prefer, and he said today. And I go along with that. I'm very much a Taurus sort of person, and I would. It's I think the little lesson here, and it's little things because it's only a weekly reading. We got the monthly reading coming out next week, and I think it's a case here of just sort of try not to compare yesterday with today's values, basically, because it seems like you'll be a little bit tough on yourself. Yeah, it could mean that reinitiating. It may be a case as well, and this may not be for all of you, but it may be a case of you reconnect with old family and old friends that you haven't seen for a long time, and it's a really good reconnection, and it helps you to see yourself clearly as much as everything else around you within the relationships. But yeah, I think that's more of a case of that. Just be careful of not to judge past through the present. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that karmic sort of path. Definite sort of almost wall with the outside world. Is there some sort of protection thing going on at the moment? It could be the fact that you're moving into your autumn period, and so you're 2 months off your autumn period. So we tend to sort of reflect over what we've done over the last year in the last 2 months. 2 months before your birthday, it's usually over the physical thing. So what did I do physically? Job. Where did I physically live? What sort of activities do I do? That sort of thing, and sort of saying, what do you want to do next year? What do you want to stop, and everything like that. But this sort of seems like I have to sort of, it's almost as if you can't do both at the same time in a way. You've got to concentrate on one rather than the both. And this side here is your guides are helping you to sort of be clear about the boundaries that you've got with the world around you. Queen of Wands. Now that's come up for everybody as well. So everyone seems to be getting these two cards at the moment. So this is about living in that here and now. And this ties into that whole sort of reminiscing, sort of judging by the old and everything like that. And it's sort of saying, look, here is your interaction with the outside world. This is what happens. This is what's going on at the moment. And this is what's feeding into your karmic path. It's also helping you to sort of say, what do I want? What do I don't want next year after my birthday? It's leading into those sort of questioning or positioning yourself to give yourself a bit of a review, which we do every year. And I go into that in the book as well, the Astroflower book. It's one of the most important rhythms that the humans have. That 9-month rhythm with that 3-month period of like transition between the 2 years, And that's what the guides are trying to help you do here, to live in that here and now. Let's just see what's going on the communication with those guides, with the sort of communication on your subconscious level. And this is much more inner as well. So it seems like it's coming from you rather than you pushing it out to the outside. It's pushing it onto yourself. Be careful of self-judgmental moments. Maybe you could be a little bit harsh on yourself, a little bit hard. And I think that's what you guys are kind of, sometimes the guys help you by saying, you should do this or you should do that, or have you thought about this and stuff like that. But this is more of a case of kind of going, are you really, you think you've been a bit hard there? And they might be calling you out a little bit, so they, wishing on a star. So, I think this is where they're trying to stop you being hard on yourself. They're trying to give you a bit of lightness and sort of saying, well, we don't know what can happen tomorrow. It could a big asteroid or whatever. There's not a big asteroid, but we could be really pleasantly surprised about tomorrow. And I think it's a case of sometimes when we're self-judgmental a little bit too hard, we tend to be hard with the world around us. So to avoid that situation, it's wishing that you guys may even encouraging you to sort of kind of trying to wish for better things, to keep you positive. So you guys are really helping out here at the moment. You may be having a bit of a sticky wicket this week on the relationship sides for you. You might find it a little bit harsh at the moment. That's because you're in your autumn period, Okay, let's see what's going on the money side and the business and the jobs. So you've got this card, which everyone seems to have, which is the King of Cups, and then you've got the Two of Swords. So the universe here is sort of, either the universe is sort of saying you can go into this blindly, don't worry about it, or they're saying, no, take off the blindfold. Make those decisions with all the information that is at hand. But there's definitely, your path at the moment is exploring new possibilities, the gifts, as it were, from the Knight of Cups. So he's got lots of gifts. He's got a flower, he's also got a letter, he's also got some food, a bit of a hamper going on, a bit of a picnic situation going on. So your karmic path is to examine those gifts or those possibilities within the financial world, within the money world at the moment, or the physical world, as I was saying earlier on, as you're coming into your autumn at the moment. And that's what it's sort of saying, I think. How does the universe sort of influence this here? Yeah, it's redirecting it into you. So basically, this is self-examination. And this is probably why the guys up here are sort of saying, don't be so harsh on yourself as well. Because it's a moment, this month, you're going to have moments where you're going to be kind of going, well, what was I doing last year? Do I really want to keep doing that? So they're telling you to look at every aspect of what you do on money, but also on a physical sense within your world, within your life. Could be sport activities, could be sort of projects, could be where you live as well. There's lots of things in that respect. So it's all connected with the physical. Okay, so it's asking you to examine all the possibilities. Basically, that seems to be the number one mission for you within this week. This is also inward, but it comes from you, it goes out. So basically, your guides here are trying to sort of, they're almost being like, it's like if you go into let's say you went into a tailor's to have a nice suit made for you. And you go in there and the person working in the clothes shop, you know, are proposing things for you, sort of saying, oh, what do you think about this? Is this nice? And this is what it's doing here. The guides are sort of like, they're almost proposing things to your karmic path. It ties beautifully into the King of Swords, or King of Cups anyway. So it's the Ace of Wands, and it's what it's trying to do here is trying to give you that precision of what you should be doing physically, what you should be doing in the way of a job, business, projects, in your life going forward. It's a real moment of starting to analyze and assess what you've done over the last year, and that's going to give you clear thinking for going forward. If you do this work now, next year will be a breeze. I can guarantee you. You go into it in the Astroflower book, the Leo Astroflower book, which you can get in the link in the descriptions below, and we go into all of that aspect and why is it important for you. Because it takes away a lot of stress and strain of your future. And you don't have to worry about it. You can concentrate on the here and now, which is where the most of it is built. So let's go on to how the guides are. The guides are influencing your conversation, your inner conversation. This is a similar sort of thing, but I think it's more of a case where it's like the wind is coming from off the beach and it's pushing the wave up within you. So it's like the world is pushing outside from the guides. There's a lot of wind coming in and it's pushing up like a wall of water within you. Or it could be just sculpting a sand dune as well, because we're on the material sort of side. But that's what it seems like. So it's very similar to this, sort of kind of, what do you want? What about this? Do you like this? Do you like that? And I think here they're sort of kind of saying, it's almost as if the guys are sort of saying, we've done this before, and these are the criteria. And the things that come into your life have to either meet or beat the criteria. And your guides will then allow it into that conversation within you. So they're sort of like, they're a bit like a bouncer on a nightclub, basically. Yeah, so this is actually a really nice card to have in this position. Three of Swords, okay, so this could be about splitting up two relationships. But this is on your business side. Okay, so it could be that your business fails or you lose your job, but it's not that. It's I wouldn't say that it's that at all. Obviously, it could be for some of you, but it's not going to be for the majority of us or the majority of Leos. But it could be for some of you, but I don't think it's for the majority. I think it's more of a case that they're actually sort of saying, don't allow your emotions to get involved in this whole sort of sorting the chaff from the wheat process that we all go through. And as they sort of isolate the emotions from it, like that wave of water, when they isolate the emotions, then you can then see things a lot clearer and actually just make the decisions or make it obvious which the direction should be going up. Okay? My neighbour's taking the dog out. So let's just see how these two sort of these two pathways combine together. It's very rounded, very homogenic. I don't know if that's the English word. I got stuck in my French then. It seems like very even. Let's put it that way. So it's a very calm. You should be very calm this week when dealing with the outside world. Don't get too carried away. And I think that's what that three of Swords is all about as well. On the relationship side, they're asking you to be a little bit lighter. So I would actually sort of when you have that opportunity, allow the everyday life to be a very enjoyable, but relationship-wise with the people that are around you. And it could even be just saying hello to a shopkeeper, you know, or to someone working in a shop, saying, hi, how you doing? Yeah. And, you know, having a just general sort of chat, as it were, as you go through. Okay, 5 of Cups. Okay, so yeah, things may have slowed down, because often things do slow down in the 2 months before your birthday, and this may create a bit of disappointment for you. But I think it's more of a case that if you just get involved in a very light-hearted sense of things, I know what you're like, Leo. You like to get things done. You like to move on. You like to be honourable in the situation. And if you're just sort of playing on the surface, it doesn't really float your boat. So it may be difficult for you to actually do that, to actually just, you know, go with the breeze, as it were. It might be difficult for you to actually go with the breeze, and that may give you a sensation of a little bit of disappointment, kind of going, oh, I'd like you to go faster. But I don't think it's that major. I think more the message is sort of like a case of just being light and bubbly, and don't allow the emotions of the physical world bring you down and be disappointed. Okay, so let's just see how it's going on with the energy that's going through you. This is a bit like the long-term karmic path in a way. This is very solid, very orderly, good structure to it. This is what seems to be building up. This is why we do this work, so then we can have a certain structure, so we have this foundation to build something solid upon. And this is what seems to be coming through you at the moment. Okay, 5 of Wands, probably not the most solid of cards going, but this is to do about of a journey, and it is seeking as well. It's an internal competition. This isn't competition or disputes with the outside world, because this is in the inside of you. So it can't really relate to the outside world. So it's not going to be arguments or strict competition. It's going to be more a case of how you see yourself. This is why I was talking earlier on as well about not being so hard upon yourself, because you can be really hard upon yourself, Leo, and you shouldn't be. It can be pretty detrimental to most people. So and the world's a better place when you're in a better place. That's just the way it goes. So I'd just be really light with yourself. Okay. Yeah. So general sides on being in the here and now, not judging by your old values for the moment, on your spiritual and your relationship side, and being a little bit more sort of light, positive about life, and allow that positive conversation to start. On your material side and your money sort of side, it start getting those possibilities of in your life, to examine them for the brighter future tomorrow, but don't get emotionally stuck in it. Don't get emotionally invested in it as yet. Okay, there you go, Leo. I hope you did it. I hope that does help you out. The Astroflower is there in order to make help you get the best out of life, regardless of what situation you find yourself in. Yeah, so if you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very easy, and I'd like to thank everybody who's already joined us by subscribing and clicking that bell. That bell is really important. And as I say, lots of people have already subscribed to this channel, and we really do feel the support. This is a new channel, and it's absolutely beautiful to see you all here. Okay, in the meantime, Leah, I will all see you for next week for your monthlies and your weeklies. But in the meantime, please do have fun. Life should be enjoyed.